IDPA? IDPA is the International Defensive Pistol Association. Founded in 1996, it is the governing body of a shooting sport that simulates self-defense scenarios and possible real-life encounters. According to the official rulebook, IDPA uses practical equipment, i.e. handguns and holsters, that include full-charge service ammunition to solve simulated real-world self-defense scenarios. Before we get into the specifics of IDPA, let's review what all shooters, new and experienced, must remember. Safety. The fundamental NRA rules for safe gun handling state: always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot. And always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use. These rules can be found on the NRA website and should be reviewed regularly. Now for the fun part. Let's take a look at the equipment you can use for IDPA. Stock service revolver shooters may choose to use a revolver like this Smith & Wesson Model 66, which fires a .38 Special or .357 Magnum round with a division capacity of 6 rounds. It uses traditional speed loaders. Enhanced service revolver is dedicated to revolvers utilizing full moon clips like this Smith & Wesson Model 625 and 45 ACP. It also has a division capacity of 6 rounds. The Smith & Wesson Model 625, similar to this, was made famous by Jerry Michnik, the fastest revolver shooter alive. He holds world records, including firing 6 rounds on target, reloading, and firing another 6 rounds in under 3 seconds. Stock service pistol. Semi-automatic, double-action, or double-action only pistols comprise this division. Division capacity is 10 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. It must be 9mm or larger, like this Beretta Model 92, which is similar to the sidearms carried by the U.S. military. Enhanced service pistol. Like SSP, or stock service pistol, it must be a semi-automatic, 9mm or larger. It also has a division capacity of 10 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. Depending on the caliber, pistols approved for stock service pistol or CDP may compete in this division. Single-action pistols like this Kimber 1911 and 9mm are sometimes used. Last but not least, we have custom defense pistol. Custom defense pistol requires a semi-automatic 45 caliber handgun with a division capacity of 8 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. At the range, you may notice, most competitors will use a 1911 style like my Kimber TLE RL2. In addition to the firearm, IDPA competitors must also have a holster and magazine pouch. The most inexpensive way to get started with holsters are with Kydex style polymer holsters. There's a number of manufacturers. They're very inexpensive, very durable. They also make magazine carriers. Competitors will also need at least 3 magazines for their firearm, or 3 moon clips or speed loaders for the revolver divisions. Perhaps the most important equipment any shooter can have in any of those shooting sports is quality eye and ear protection. This is mandatory at all ranges. Remember, safety is our #1 priority, and protecting your eyes and ears is at the top of the list. An IDPA member's classification is determined by shooting a classification match, which is comprised of a 90-round course of fire. Based on your score, you will be assigned a classification of, from low to high, marksman, sharpshooter, expert, or the highest classification of master. You will need to shoot a separate classification for each division you wish to compete in.
Stand by, shooter.
Shooters are timed with an electronic timer like this one. Once started, it records a time for each shot fired and displays the last shot until restarted. IDPA uses only official IDPA cardboard targets. An IDPA match will consist of roughly 4 to 10 scenarios with multiple targets on each scenario. Friendly targets are typically indicated with black hands painted on them to indicate don't shoot. Hostile targets are either blank or have guns or knives painted on them in black. Every scenario is timed. Your score is derived from the raw time it takes you to complete the scenario, plus time added for points down. This type of scoring system is called a Vickers count. It's a lot simpler than it sounds. Each IDPA target has scoring rings of 0, -1, or -3. A complete miss is 5 points down. Each point down adds 1/2 second to your total time. For instance, if a shooter fires 2 shots and is required to only fire 2 shots, places 1 in the 0 and 1 in the -1, this adds 1/2 second to the time. If they shot the target in 2 seconds, the total score would be 2.5 seconds. In a Vickers count, you can shoot as many shots as necessary to hit the targets. If they require 2 shots, only the best 2 shots will count. After the targets are scored, the holes in the target are covered with target pasters or tape. This gives each competitor a clean target to shoot at. If you're a new shooter, here's what you can expect on the line. There will be a safety officer running each scenario. They will give shooters a walkthrough of the scenario and describe what you're expected to do. Safety officers give all the commands. Remember, safety first. Once on the line, the safety officer will give the following commands to the shooter. Number 1, load and make ready. At this time, the shooter will load to division capacity. Number 2, shooter ready. Shooter nods when ready. Number 3, stand by. Number 4, at which time you begin shooting the scenario. When the shooter's finished, the safety officer will say, Number 5, unload and show clear. Number 6, slide down or cylinder closed and hammer down. Number 7, holster. Number 8, the range is safe. The targets will then be scored and pasted.
Okay. Shooter ready? Ready. Stand by.
We've only covered the extreme basics of IDPA. I hope you'll check out idpa.com for more information. This includes the complete official rulebook and a list of affiliated clubs. IDPA is a very safe and challenging sport. If you've never been involved in any shooting sports, I encourage you. Check out a local club and visit an IDPA match. Hope to see you at the range.